I've turned down the AC a bunch, but it's just going to be hot.
World can see you and hear you.
Hi,
now.
world. How you doing?
Hello, everybody. We're back in situ.
Oh, thank God.
That was rough.
Thank God.
We'd like to send our deepest apologies.
Well, and also not all the Zoom stuff and other people. Just back to normal.
Yeah, it's nice to be.
It's been a while since we've had normality.
It is nice to be back
here in the DU public house.
Yes,
it's been a little wackadoodle.
Sure.
I mean, it's still not normal. The season wasn't supposed to start.
Thanks, Cutter.
Bless your little cotton socks.
Look who has the board. Not me. No hands here. Play another button. I'll prove it's not me.
No, I got to see what I want to push.
Oh, fuck. Fucking dumpster fire.
That was last week's show. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Get it the fuck together, Sam.
That could go for either one of you.
Get my way downtown, walking fast. I'm a seagull, go fuck yourself.
Except for Nick Pope.
Available in the DU Drip Shack at dudripshack.com.
I assume that was a foul because it wasn't time.
Nine-way parlay.
Do we have to hit every button?
Remy folding.
This is his sound check, I guess.
Once again, Mel is right.
All right, gentlemen,
Fuck's
would you, I don't know, like to...
Fuck Alex Iwobi.
You guys want to do a show?
Yeah, I'm
sure.
ready.
You want to do a good show?
That's the hope.
You want to do a funny show?
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
Didn't bring to the game not just the basics of football, I believe the basics of life.
I know, Jose. Sorry, we suck.
Like we say in Portugal, bread is bread and cheese is cheese.
I don't even need to do a show. I'm just going to sit here and push buttons. Just joking. Let's do a show.
All right, let's do a show. Shh.
Finally.
Shh. One more cough. Good boy.
Cough button coming soon.
Yeah, next week.
Hi, I'm Ray Parler, and you are listening to the DU Football Show. Enjoy it, guys.
I love the fact that I also got clinks of glasses in the background and everything else. It is very ambient us.
And that Ray Parler is fucking hammer time.
Oh, yeah. He does no idea who I am.
Damn.
Talk to him for 20 minutes. He has no fucking clue who I am.
You know what? I talked to us for 20 minutes, and I don't know who we are
That's
either.
fair enough.
Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston.
Arsenal fans have another Sam. Right day, the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, once again, my co-host with the slick back do that apparently now needs hairbands, Samuel Graham. Sammy, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing very well. Happy to be back in studio here, of course. And, I'm kind of glad that our preseason was fucked up. And now, which I consider week one last week was our preseason, so
Right,
we were both
getting that
away.
too.
And now that we're into the meat and potatoes here, we can get back to ourselves, unlike Manchester fucking United.
We've done 30 seconds a show. We can fuck
Flip-flopped.
it right off. We can
Had
completely...
to. Fucking had to. They're absolutely terrible, and it's hysterical, and we'll come on to it soon, but that's my opening joke.
I won
It's
one.
already funnier than last week.
One might think. yeah, I mean,
Winner.
Yes.
Good night,
it is.
everybody. See ya.
Heard Costanza.
Yeah. I'm out.
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital, back in the loving, warm embrace of the DU Public House, my friends. You can check us out on all podcast platforms. Please be sure to rate, subscribe, review, and share with a footballing friend. See everybody that's been rating it on Spotify. We got a 4.9 out of 5. That's very cool.
What the fuck?
Well, somebody probably gave us a 4, so,
Email me. Which you could do at dufootballshow@gmail.com.
But you know what? Should you want to chat with us, there's many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, why don't you
Killing it
tell
over here.
people-
Fucking late. Bow, bow. I'm like Yosemite Sam right now. This is great.
Go for it. I'm just going to shut the fuck up and drink whiskey.
And then at DU Football Show and all the social medias, of course. Check out the Patreon. Check out the DU Drip Shack. New and improved and updated, which is awesome. A lot of new merch on there. A lot of cool stuff. So however you can support the show, we really appreciate it. It helps keep the lights on here at the DU Public House.
We actually have a really, really cool, our producer produced something, and she was going to forget to hit the mute button before I talked to her because she's just sitting there, like, just looking at the computer screen. And I'm about to talk to her, and she won't hit the mute button, unmute herself, which means she's going to do like last week where she just started talking into the muted mic. Hi, Mel.
Hello, darling.
Mel actually commissioned an artist to do caricatures of us.
I did.
And it's pretty fucking kick-ass, if I do say so.
I didn't get any feedback. I just said, Sam, can I have some of the coffers to do something? And he went, okay.
Yeah,
Gave me a budget. I spent twice that.
yeah, that's how she rolls.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Patreon.com/DU Football Show to fill those coffers back up.
But we've got multiple shirts. We've got some new shirts. We've got some new shirts that'll be coming in about a month. You can now get slides, bucket hats. More importantly, and I think the favorite thing we're going to start collecting, DU Football Show pint glasses.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely going to be some pint glasses.
I have an order to put in.
Let me know. Put the order in.
Actually.
Sample order.
Especially the one with the effigy of myself.
And if you are listening to the show, I will not be publishing this anywhere except for right here. But for 1 week only, free shipping, code word, friendship.
Aww. Friendship.
Friendship.
Who put her in charge of this?
I did.
I love the fact that much like our fantasy league, which we'll talk about on injury time, someone will inevitably go, oh, why didn't I get like a discount? Be like, well, because did you listen to the show? Because you listened to the show. Guess what? You got a motherfucking discount.
You got to put the work in
There
there.
might be another discount that I posted in our discussion group. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the discounts are combinable or not, but if you want double discounts, well,
If you want to try to get a double discount.
yep.
Our Patreon people have a discount as well.
Patreon have a discount as well. I'm all about the discounts.
And that is Drunkard United FC on Facebook is our closed Facebook group.
Which has been fire. Absolute fire.
Absolute fire.
But dominated by our
Manchester United memes.
well, I was to say all the memes are great, but our girl Jane. Out in
Oh, yeah,
Australia,
absolutely.
fucking just buzzing like a bee. That young lady is.
Yes.
Fucking happy as hell.
Everybody tagging her, sending bee emojis. It was brilliant.
It was very brilliant. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham, we're finally back in studio. It's finally time to start drinking some fucking whiskey again.
Yes, it is. Gin binge was fun, as it always is, but it is time to get back to our roots. This is Westward American Single Malt Whiskey. Comes in at 90 proof from Portland, Oregon. And you know what? I don't know why I'm stepping all over your toes. Over the summer, those that may not be aware, Big Houston got a new job, and it's with this company. So why don't you talk about it, and let's see how their training program works. See if you paid attention to your online courses.
or the national sales meeting that I was just at as well. Very simply put, the best way to describe it, it is brewed like a beer. It is distilled like a Scottish whiskey, and it is aged like a bourbon. So a lot of people, when you start with the ingredients, this is all grain to glass. I had the opportunity to go to the malting house. That is not something. It's government regulated. It's FDA. Like it's fucking food. You're not allowed there.
Right.
So getting a tour is a big fuck deal. And we got the opportunity to go do that and see how, literally hold the grain in our hand that is malted to make our whiskey. And using a 2-row barley instead of a 4 or 6-row barley, that is very specific for beer, right?
Right. Yep.
A lot of whiskey companies will just kind of use whatever barley,
They can get their hands on it.
My old employee, Ragged Branch, uses a 2-row as well. That was very specific because they use such a high barley count
Right.
in their bourbon. They wanted to make sure that it was grade A quality. Now, what they do is we take this 2-row barley, and then we use a common, I'm going to mess up the name. I want to say it's Shinktink. It's the same yeast strain that is used for Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Okay, I thought that was where the wild horses were in Virginia.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not Chinkatink or Acetique. Acetique, where the ponies are.
Well, Assateague's the Maryland side.
Yeah.
But they do go between the two islands.
Cheekies. I'm already gonna catch shit from my boss because he told me it today, and I've already messed up. So we're gonna keep going. The key point is just make an exceptionally good beer. Right.
Yeah. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is a fucking classic.
I drank it. I drank the wort. It is a pale ale minus the hops.
Right.
It tastes like a good, clean beer. And then on the distillation part of it, do low reflux, so not a lot of sweat back into the still. You if you take really good ingredients, you don't want to go hiding those.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. You want them to stand out.
You take all this time to make a really kick-ass beer. You don't want to then not highlight that wort that you made. So twice distilled, low reflux, very similar to how it's done in Scotland. And then instead of aging in used barrels like they do in Scotland, we age in brand new American white oak. We use both a 2-char and a 3-char. 2-char is not commonly used. So it still has, I could show you the differences between the two. It's not huge. You can see the difference, but it's not overly, it's still charred, right? It's charcoaled. But what does charcoal do? It filters things out.
Yes.
So why do you want to do a 2-char? Because again, really fucking good ingredients. You don't want to necessarily take away those flavors. You want those flavors to be there. And average weight of about 3 to 5 years. So some people will be like, oh, well, Scotch is like 12 years. Well, that's because it's aged in used oak, and it's also
needs more time to interact with the wood.
Scotland, when it gets below 42 degrees, obviously they use the metric system, but when it gets below 42 degrees, you ain't aging anymore. Right.
Because the pores of the wood have to open up, and that only happens when it's hot, then cold, then hot, then cold, then hot, then cold. So, and it doesn't work that way in Scotland, which is why it takes so long.
Mm-hmm.
Also, on the opposite end of that spectrum, why rum, the yield from sugarcane is a ton more, one.
Right.
So when you look at an 18-year-old rum, you're also getting, there's so much of it, but their actual barrel yield is less because it's so hot down there. There's a lot of fucking angel share.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So what do you think of the whiskey?
So I enjoy it. I want to get your take here, what it says on the back, and then what we actually taste. 100% malted barley, aged to perfection, elegant, robust, and fruity, with creamy vanilla and brown sugar notes, baking spice, lush fruit, and sweet malt, with a tobacco, dark chocolate, and leather finish on this one. I really enjoy it. I think I prefer their stout finish that we drank.
Mm-hmm.
Which
don't worry, we'll
excellent.
drink that on the show soon enough too.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to happen.
First thing I get was like oats.
Mm-hmm.
Is the first flavor hits me right in. It was like an oatmeal almost, but a sweet oatmeal. So that sweet malt really stands out to me.
Yeah, I get stone fruits in this. I get a little bit of like that kind of almost peach pit kind of thing.
Yeah, like an apricot almost over the middle palate. It's not hot at all, which is excellent. The flavors really stand out. You don't get a ton of alcohol burn. And then it finishes off, I'd say lean more towards dark fruit, dark chocolate for me. I don't really get a lot of tobacco and leather.
I get some leather in there. I get a little bit of richness and creaminess to it myself. And, of course, the very cool thing that's...
maybe a little bit of tobacco.
The very cool thing that's just recently come about as well is the TTB is finally setting standards for American single malt.
Yep.
Yeah, so we know that there's standards for bourbon and rye and wheat, minimum 51% grain,
right.
Distilled less than 160 proof, distilled twice, goes into barrel at 140, or can't go at the barrel over 140, new American white oak, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Well, that's that standard is finally being set for American single malt. So technically right now, when it says American single malt, we're letting you know that it's 100% barley, but there's no government standard that says
It has to be.
right. You can do whatever you want. And so the idea there is similar to that of like prohibition, when people could just do like nail whiskey if they wanted to, or tobacco spit whiskey if they wanted to. Like that's why Kentucky wanted standards for bourbon, because the level of quality needs to be able to have a certain standard to it. So
Absolutely. It's a damn good whiskey. And what would you normally pay for this retail?
it depends on where you go. I would say between $69.99 and $79.99. So right in that range.
There you go.
Hey,
Not gonna blow your socks off financially, but also not cheap.
No.
It's at that nice middle ground premium level.
Yeah, premium level, Whistle Pig level. I mean, right in that range, and much like Whistle Pig, savory whiskey, not a sweet People that are used to bourbon, this is going to be more of a savory whiskey than bourbon, which is a little bit sweeter.
It's delicious. I really enjoy it.
Excellent. So what else we got to do, Mr. Graham?
Make sure you drink responsibly,
Let's
everybody.
do that, and let's get into the fucking show, kids.
Yes. All right, Sam. Fucker.
Cheers.
There we go. We always do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Not always. Back in the day, we used to not do it. Back in the day, it used to be Mel took both of our glasses and clicked them together.
Well, that's because I was a mile away from you.
Okay, well, then you need to settle the fuck down. We had a pair of historic opening day victories as a pair of clubs. Well, hold on here. As a pair of clubs won at home, big time. Mm-hmm. One barely hung on, and the other one dominated. Brentford 4, Manchester United 0. Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham 0. No bee's dick needed to measure the difference of this match.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
I believe a bunch of Manchester United supporters were laughing at you last year when you were bottom of the table and going.
Oh yeah,
because they're looking at 0-3, right?
Oh yeah, big time. They played Liverpool next week.
Well, but then of course Liverpool can't win either. So, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, two winless teams facing off in one of the most historic derbies. Yeah, well, whatever.
Right. It just took the sting out of the game completely.
I think it's worth mentioning right off the jump that I'm very impressed with the new sponsorship with Mountain Dew Baja Blast Brush Mega super drink that the Manchester United was supporting. You know what? Go back to the drab wall shirt.
So what's interesting is back in the 90s again in a game against Southampton, Sir Alex Ferguson thought that potentially their shirts were blending in like with the crowd, like with the background, and they couldn't see each other, and they were losing like 2-0 or 3-0 or something like that at halftime. Changed their kit at halftime, came out and at least drew.
Okay.
But they had a manager that would spur them on with inspiration, fear, all sorts of things. And they had a will to win and played for the badge on the shirt. This lot don't fucking have that.
Well, they have a Dutchman who probably looked at him and went,
"You all are no good.
You don't play football well. All of you. Oh, you're pretty, yes. Oh, you used to Ballon d'Or, sure. You know what you're not doing this year? Ballon d'Or. Maybe you should be better." That's probably exactly
just the Dutch frankness. That's it.
Dutchiness and all of its Dutchness.
What worries me about Manchester United also is, they're like, oh, well, we get Frankie de Jong. To be Frankie with you, that's not going to help. Okay,
no,
it's not going to help. There is a culture at the club at the moment that just is complacent, is entitled, is bratty, is just everything that we hate about celebrity.
Right.
And that kind of stuff. They have this chip on their shoulder, but they don't fucking deserve it.
Right.
And it's all coming to a head now. I don't think it's Ten Hag's fault. The surprise is how good preseason was and the long buildup he had in the full summer. And then they come out in these two performances. I mean, it's pitiful.
I don't care who you get. If you bring in De Jong or whoever, if De Gea gonna De Gea the way De Gea, you ain't winning no games.
No, I mean that was
vintage De Gea.
That was vintage Jens Lehmann. That was some crazy Jens shit. That goal, what are you doing?
Well, and then turn around in the second goal, he just goes, I get the ball passed back to me. Let me pass the ball to the guy on the 18 with a man right on his back and expect him to do something with it.
Yeah. I mean, that was from a fucking goal kick.
Yeah.
He had the time to look.
He could have just
Because remember,
kicked it
that's
away.
when Harry Maguire, for absolutely no reason, cleaned out Ivan Toney on the edge of the box.
Yeah.
For no good reason at all. Got a yellow. Jensen missed the free kick barely.
Yep.
And then that was the ensuing goal kick.
Christian
it was
Eriksen,
ridiculous.
The look on Christian Eriksen's face right after that goal was priceless. It wasn't hey, I'm sorry, I lost the ball. It was, what the fuck were you doing giving me the ball there?
It's De Gea's
what
fault.
What the hell were you doing?
It's De Gea's fault. Christian Eriksen wasn't ready for it because he shouldn't have been played the ball.
Yeah, no, absolutely
Now,
not.
the other piece to that is after that goal, chants of, "Hey-o, Christian, what's the score? Hey-o, Christian, what's the score?" Absolutely fantastic, Vance. And then "you're going down with the Fulham" was the other chant because Brentford and Fulham are obviously big rivals.
Oh, fucking
and
brilliant.
There was, when things are going bad, they do the zoom in on the manager who looks always angry sitting in his seat in the dugout.
Mm-hmm.
There was a brilliant picture that was obviously a pitch side camera turned at Ten Hag, and he looked, and he had this big vein like you do coming down the side of his face there. And in the back was just a fat bloke with his shirt off, like screaming at him. With his arms out in the air. It was absolutely fantastic.
God.
Just massive smile on his face. Oh, it was so good.
I'm a big fan of the meme. Hey, when does Manchester United kick off? In about another 5 minutes.
Every
mate.
5 minutes, yeah. The memes from this have been hysterical. It's just...
And it was 4-0 at halftime.
It was 4-0 at 35 minutes.
And the
goals got better. I mean, the third and the fourth, especially in Bournemouth,
the fourth,
brilliant.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant by Brentford, but how the fuck on two passes is the ball in the back of the net when you're Manchester fucking United playing fucking Brentford?
Well,
how did Brentford make one long pass, one quick pass, ball in the back of the net? Like 85 fucking yards of pitch they covered.
If I was a
Like
United
that.
supporter in that stadium, I'd have left at that point because that was just a middle finger from Brentford. Mm-hmm. That was a 1995 Sir Alex Ferguson Manchester United counterattack that just buried you at 35 minutes in the game. That was this is how good you used to be. This is what you used to do to teams, and we just did it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was brilliant. The pass out, I think from it was one of the center backs to Ivan Toney with his wrong foot, first time ball to Mbeumo, sent him away.
Yeah.
It's the simplest of things, but it's devastating. And he had a lot to do. I mean, he had 40 yards to run.
Yeah.
And then a finish to make.
Yeah.
And by that point, De Gea is just a dog with his tail between his legs.
I mean,
it was fucking brilliant.
Take nothing away from.
I mean, Brentford hurried them and all match.
Harassed them and made their life a living hell. And that play from Brentford was fucking brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Brentford shouldn't be doing that to Manchester United.
No.
Brentford should be doing that to us. You know,
yeah,
but some of the most well-coached, well-run organizations, which, by the way, fucking United is not anymore.
No,
but how do you allow the things to fall apart that much? It's insanity.
Yeah, Brentford were men playing amongst boys. I mean, they absolutely bullied United. They looked scared. They looked scared. They looked like they didn't want to be there. They were hiding. They were cowardly in that game. Roy Keane, Gary Neville, me, Rob Holmes. If we were on that Manchester United team,
red card.
Somebody would have broke their leg on the opposition.
Oh, yeah.
I would have got a 6-game suspension. Roy Keane would have been banned for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And United would have finished with 7 men because Rob and Gary Neville would have been sent off as well for something.
Probably fighting each other and yelling at the ref.
Have some fucking pride in yourself.
I just...
Hit somebody.
Nothing.
How many times have I said this to you? When you're getting battered, that line on the score sheet better show 6 yellow cards.
Right, because at least then
have
you
some
just,
pride. It looks like you're trying.
Right. Like, okay, fine, you're beating the shit out of me. Okay, great. You're going to get past me. I just want to remind you, how's your knee feel now?
But they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't. I mean, honestly, it looked like Brentford was the dad. Eric Ten Hag was the mom. They were at the dinner table. This is an old Dane Cook bit.
Mm-hmm.
And the dad just smacked mom across the face, and your mom was like, "It's fine, honey. Just eat your peas."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were just a scared little kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Manchester United. It's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. I love it.
We've talked many a times about like the league's better when Manchester United is good, yada yada yada, and we've joked it before about dumpster fires. This beats all of it. This is. We keep saying how much lower can it get. This is as low as it can fucking get.
This is the worst start in their history. That was the fastest they have ever been down 4-0 in their history of a football club.
Yeah.
The fastest they've ever gone 4-0 down.
Yeah.
Ever. Now, I do want to commend them on something before we move on to Nottingham Forest.
Okay.
I have to commend Manchester United for
They looked exceptionally green and bright.
A number of years, Newcastle United was the banter club.
Mm-hmm.
Alan and Keith, thank you very much. For the last couple of years, Arsenal were the banter club. Mm-hmm. For many years before Newcastle, Tottenham were the banter club. Chelsea were the banter club. It seems in this modern era, we always have to have one. Mm-hmm. Just really appreciate Manchester United stepping up to the plate.
They're just like, hey, we got this.
That's
now. It's our world now.
Take that torch.
23 years since Forest has won a Premier League match.
That's it. Brentford hadn't beat United in '89 or some shit.
No, didn't they beat them last season?
That was '86. No, I think they drew.
They drew them. That was right. It was a 2-2 draw. Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't beat Manchester United like 1938 or some shit. So just something like 84 years for real, I think is the number.
Beat them and beat the shit out of them.
That was brilliant. Sorry, not to take anything away from Forest.
How the City Field was bumping.
The atmosphere was amazing.
Insane.
The football was horrendous.
Oh God, yeah. God, yeah, it was. Okay. Yes, there were 2 balls off the post. In the opening minutes, there was a free kick from Cresswell that hit the top of the net that almost went in. Then there was the disallowed goal because fullback / striker Michael Antonio decided to clear the lane and ran through between the guard and the tackle and made sure he hit the linebacker at the right spot and knocked his ass.
You know what?
Out.
In real time, I was looking at it like, oh man, that really shouldn't be a foul. And then when they showed the replay, what VAR saw, as he's running, he plants his right foot and steps back in front of the Nottingham Forest defender.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, that was a clean block.
Oh, yeah.
Commanders, sign him up.
Yeah.
We need a tailback to come through and clear the way.
Exactly. It's Joe Gibbs counter trade all over again.
Absolutely.
It's the fucking Hogs. Where's John Riggins? Run right behind Antonio, man. He's got it covered.
He looked like Jerome Bettis fucking out there in the flat blocking. It was great.
And then he got bitter about it. It was like, you're going to go back and look at that and be like, oh, yeah.
I fucked it.
Yeah, definitely. I did a number.
I totally
on that
fucked
one.
up there. The other thing I want to say about this game really is we already discussed it really, is it wasn't West Ham's day. But if you could relate a Seinfeld character to a football game, this game, Nottingham Forest performance was fucking Kramer.
Oh, God, yeah.
Hapless, crazy, all over the place, fall ass backwards into a shitload of cash.
Yeah.
Jesse Lingard
go, oh my God, Jerry, did I just score? I just scored, Jerry. What the hell happened here?
Jesse Lingard misplaced a pass, miskicked a ball rather, because I think he was trying to shoot. It hit Awani, which is how you actually say it. I learned that this weekend too. Right on his knee, yeah. And then in the back of the net. What? How?
Yeah, he just...
What kind of hapless, like, how do you do this?
And then you go into the second half, ball off the post, falls right to a head, perfect header, great
Offside.
save by Hendo.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And the penalty.
The penalty.
What a save.
Hey, Man U, aren't you glad you loaned out Dino. Here's what it was. You kept Dino on the bench, and De Gea's like, oh, shit, guess I got to play well this season. Had a really good season last year. Loan his ass out. He's like, well, I can fuck off again because I got a 5-year deal.
I don't
Doesn't
have
matter
anybody.
what the fuck I do.
And there's nobody here to displace me.
Oh, man. And
thank you, fantasy gods, for giving Lingard the assist. Really appreciate that. He's in my fantasy team in both my leagues.
Oh, very good. Yeah, and then it was taking again for the Irons. This is just one. It's like you guys against Brentford to open the season last year. There was nothing you could do. You were going to lose
game
that
at
game
home against a considerable scout for them at this moment in their history.
You're not winning. You're not winning. The soccer gods have looked down and gone, no, not today. But what West Ham has to look at now is now you're 0-2. And you're a team that wants to fight for Europe and Champions League. You've made some investment. You've added a second striker, for crying out loud, like instead of having just a right back play striker. And you're looking to advance.
Who looks decent, by the way, Skamaka.
Oh, yeah, he has looked good.
He looks pretty decent. When he settles, I think he might actually be okay. I think I may have been a bit harsh and just generalized Italian strikers.
I tend to agree with you,
to be honest.
Well, and also normally Italian strikers tend to do very well in Italy. Everywhere else, not
so much.
And then one of them does really well every once in a while when they win a World Cup. And that's it.
Yeah, right.
Never to be seen or heard from again. Paulo Rossi from the 80s.
Yeah.
Just gone in the distance. Where did he go? I don't know.
What
He's
happened
gone
to
now.
him? He's fucked
He's
off
gone.
to the Algarve. Yeah.
He's gone now. Don't worry about him. Does not exist. Nothing to see here, you looky loose.
He's down off the Amalfi Coast just hanging out in his underwear, driving his Maserati. Yeah, not a problem.
Saying ciao.
What you worried about?
Ciao.
Ciao. That's a joke from Eddie Izzard.
Okay.
He goes, I just want to be cool and ride around in Italy on a Vespa going, ciao.
The last line of that special, too. He's like, yeah, and here I am on my Vespa. Ciao.
Lights
It
off.
just walks off. That's brilliant. Yeah.
It just wasn't meant to be, but for West Ham, you need to start getting fucking points. Like you don't.
Yeah, I mean,
you start in a hole. It's unfortunate. City and this buzzsaw that you walk into, but got to start getting W's.
Yeah, but to be honest, it is early. Yeah. West Ham supporters actually over the last 2 seasons have been fairly reasonable, considering their history of not being reasonable.
Right.
And if they finish in 10th, I don't think there's going to be riots, for instance. I don't think David Moyes would lose his job, for instance. And there are definitely 5 to 7 teams worse than them in the Premier League. They will get wins. I'm not concerned about that. I think these first 2 games are a bit of an anomaly, and I think they will find their feet and be okay.
West Ham have Brighton next.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. I understand that. I'm just saying they will. I feel like they will find their feet. I think there are teams that are in bigger hurt than West Ham are right now.
I'm with
where
you.
They sit.
I'm with you 100%, and I only say it because they are where they are currently. It's kind of like like you did last year. They're gonna figure it out, but it's worth the note to go.
I think it's less harmful for West Ham to finish outside of Europe than it is for United to finish outside of Europe. And I think United are in a worse spot than West Ham are right now.
Yeah.
For instance. So if West Ham finish in 10th, United finish in 9th, in my eyes, West Ham had a better season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
you see what I'm saying?
Well, and West Ham also can just sell some assets for profit and, we don't have the extra money coming in for Europe.
Declan Rice, $80 million.
There we go. Boom. Where our books are even again. Right. We can find somebody new and keep things rolling. Right. Nothing
but
to
they
see
also
here.
haven't,
We're right back in
They
the
also haven't brought in many players. I mean, they may not even need the money. The 2 European campaigns haven't brought in a ton of signings.
No.
And they got a little bit of money for Yarmolenko, I think.
Right.
So it's what I'm saying is that the expectation level of the 2 clubs, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for West Ham to finish outside of Europe and still be considered a good season.
Right.
There are a ton of teams worse than them. Where Manchester United in their start, -5 goal differential, right? And a situation where they're bottom of the league after 2 games, probably going to be bottom of the league after 3 games. They're in a world of hurt to catch back up to 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th.
Oh, yes.
And if they finish outside of Europe, could be detrimental to them for the next 5 years. It could push this project back another 5 years.
What was it, 6th place finish or a 7th place finish last year for Manchester United? And
Sixth, wasn't it?
And it was,
didn't they finish in the spot behind us?
And it was their worst finish in a Premier League season. This team, honestly, United could pull a Chelsea and finish outside the top 10. Now, Chelsea was able to recover just because they're just so disgustingly
Well, they were
rich.
loaded.
Right. And
Then they got sold to someone else who was loaded.
yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get on to that.
He's American. It's fine.
We'll get on to that in the next segment. It was a showcase weekend for London clubs, man. We had a London derby, a wild shootout in North London, and Brajan's Crystal fucking Palace. Tottenham 2, Chelsea 2, Arsenal 4, Leicester City 2, Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 1. Our first battle of heavyweights this season. Second weekend, battle of heavyweights. And here's one.
Can you call them heavyweights? Conte's very short, kind of stockier. Tuchel's really tall, but a beanpole.
That's true.
Are they heavyweights, or are they just two giant personalities that have hair,
and
their own respective hair problems?
And Tottenham's one fuck all. So that one's for you, Mark. That one's for you.
We want to be part of the Super League.
Yeah, exactly. It was what we always say about when these big clubs play each other. It was very much chess matchy at first, and you could tell what the game plan was for Conte was, we're going to sit back and absorb it, and we're going to counter you, and that's what we're going to do, and we were good at it. And that's how we're
with Son, with Richarlison coming there, with Kulusevski, proven.
Of course, Kane, and
Right, he's the tip of that spear, obviously, but the actual counterattack piece comes from those runners, and they're excellent at doing that.
The problem was in the first half, and no counterattack.
Yeah.
It was all one-way traffic. It was all fucking Chelsea.
So Chelsea dominated large stretches of the game, as you say, but Tottenham did what they needed to do in the key moments of this game.
Really, it was the second half. They found the opportunities. They grew into the match, and they took advantage of the chances that they had.
But it was testy all game.
Oh,
there was at least 3 or 4 times where players squared up to each other. There was 3 or 4 times the manager squared up to each other. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. Continued on social media later, which I'll come on to at the end.
Jesus, there was so much fireworks to go along in this match, man.
It was fantastic.
So it starts with Spurs level. And Conte.
Start with Koulibaly. You can't. That goal.
Oh, yeah.
For a center back, the technique he used was
it was
absolutely
pretty
fucking brilliant. Full volley off a corner for a very 6'4", I believe he is.
You want
center
to
back.
You want to win over your club real quick as a center back?
Yeah.
Put in a peach of a goal.
To keep
they will remember that goal forever.
To keep his knee over the ball, to keep it down, strike it as true as he did. Raheem Sterling dove out of the way and just barely got out of the way. That's how fast that ball was moving.
Oh, yeah.
For
Definitely.
a center back, that could be, if they did goal of the season by position, easily, game over. That is the center back goal of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Already. It was fantastic.
Really good.
That was so technically gifted. It was brilliant. I couldn't let you skirt over that. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's no Jags and Anfield to level in the 95th minute, but, you know.
No one
it's
remembers what happens when TV was in black and white, okay?
Well said, well said. But it starts with Spurs level.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing Conte does is he turns towards Tuchel's bench and starts double gun deep Batistaing and really crazy.
That brings in Keith Kern's watching right now.
Hey, buddy.
He said Conte and Tuchel need some composure to handle adversity, and they could learn from Ole.
Brilliantly said. Hey, Mel, this is important for you later. It is Tuchel.
Not Stanley Tucci? I thought it was a relative.
When you do it live, because you're great live, Tuchel.
Oh, nice tip.
Thank you.
Wink, wink. I get
wink.
jokks.
Is this a sex joke right now?
Yeah, it is.
Nice tip.
Exactly.
Yeah, later on Injury Time, we're going to talk about our Tuchels.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll cover all our Tuchels.
Yeah, you get a high five for that. Well done. That's all right.
So, but he does that, which of course, it's just unwritten rule. Don't gloat at the other box. Not even necessarily the other coach. Just don't gloat at the other box, right? That's just a disrespectful thing.
Yeah, well, Chelsea go 2-1 up.
Yes, because it continues. So we all talk about everybody's talking about the very end of the game. There was build up to this.
Oh,
First, Conte fucking double gun fist bumps in front of the fucking bench, which starts a fight between the two of them. Then Chelsea go 2-1 up. They score at the, I don't know what the home end is at the bridge, but that's the end they score in. That is where the bench is next to. The bench is next to that goal. What direction does Tuchel run?
The complete opposite direction towards the away end.
That goes in front of whose bench?
Antonio Conte's bench. And
Weaves
it's
in and out on the field.
Full sprint. Yeah. Full sprint. Conte was pissed off, head down like so. Didn't see him at the time. Mm-hmm. Okay. Which is an important nugget to remember for the end of this conversation.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Are you saying there needs to be eye contact, Sam? Is that what you're saying? Eye contact? Eye contact is important, Sam.
Yeah. All right. Then what?
Then... which, by the way, at that point, they both already had yellow cards. The cynic in me immediately went online and went...
where's Tuchel's?
Well, where's Tuchel's second yellow? Because if that was Moyes, that would have been a sending off. If that was Hasenhüttl, that would have been a sending off. If that was Lampard or Gerrard, that would have been a sending off. Because it was two big six sides playing each other, they let it fucking slide.
Now, let me tell you something. Both Tuchel and Conte obliged, and both probably deserved reds multiple times during that game. So they decided to take care of your request at the
right
end
at the
of the
end.
match.
They made sure that got taken care of. But, of course, the very end of the match, we have the corner kick that gets reviewed. And what gets missed, Sam?
Old Cucurella got his hair pulled.
Big time.
Big time. Oh,
big handful.
Big handful of hair.
I mean, we're talking like, how Brad Williams, the comedian, talks about you got to pull hair right. Put your hand all the way up behind the scalp and grab it hold. Don't just grab it in the back. Like, grab it, yank that shit down. Like,
well, I want to remind
Romero,
you,
who did that one.
I want to remind you
Yeah.
of, I believe it was Van Gaal's first season in charge, and Fellaini may have still been playing at the club. Mm-hmm. But someone, I want to say it's Fellaini because that's the most notable hair I can think of at Manchester United around that time, got his hair pulled. And Van Gaal said something in a press conference along the lines of, and I don't remember the exact quote, but he said something along the lines of, hair pulling in football is not okay, sometimes in the bedroom, depending what you're into, but not okay on the football pitch.
How exceptionally Dutch of him.
And it was, what? What? We don't want to know what the fuck you're into there, LVG. We don't care. Get out of here. Don't tell us that.
So weird. So no red card, no foul, no nothing to see here, you looky-loos. How VAR misses this, how the ref does not go look at it, and how nothing...
It should have been a straight red, period.
Right.
I mean, it should have been a straight red. It was not.
Get to retake the corner kick, and what happens?
Wasn't even a foul.
Yeah, nothing.
Wasn't a yellow card. It's just
nothing.
Let's just move on. Replay the corner.
We now pull Spanish men by their hair. Mm-hmm. This is what we now do.
Careful, Catalan.
That's right. He'd get very pissed if I called him a Spaniard.
Yes, he would.
He's a Catalonian. My
Yes,
apologies, Mr. Cucurella.
La cucaracha.
And then what happens? Of course, what happens?
Tottenham scored.
Who scores?
Harry Kane.
Oh, mouth breather. Fuck.
Ruined my day.
Old hair plugs uses the very tip of his hair plugs to knock it right in the back of the neck.
Yeah, he did, and that was unfortunate. Obviously, another small bust up on the bench at that point. This one relatively minor compared to the other ones.
So, Sam, before you get into the end of the match, I'd like to mention a very nice thing. When the whistle blew, Cucurella and Yves Bissouma, who were both teammates at Brighton last season, walked up to each other and exchanged jerseys because it was their first time playing each other away from Brighton.
Yes.
It was very sweet.
It was nice.
You don't normally see that in big regular season matches where two players exchange jerseys, but those two guys, as former teammates, exchanged jerseys. It was very sweet. nothing else about what happened the rest of the afterwards was sweet at all.
Well, so I became aware of this through another podcast we listened to for a couple of pundits on that show, and I did not know that Graham Souness was on commentary for this game, and with all the fights about Paul Pogba's hair and yearning for a different time,
he's very Brexity, Brexity.
It was also very, I think, unintentionally misogynistic, but misogynistic nonetheless. After England brought it home, well, he is Scottish, okay, so I don't think it was really at the top of his mind. I really don't think he meant anything by it, but he was a ravenous dog at all of the tackles flying in and all the manager bust-ups and all the face-to-face and nose-to-nose on the
shit.
Oh, he's going crazy for it, right? And he was known for that as a player. And he, at one point, and I YouTubed it to see this after I heard about it, and it's very true. He goes, we've got our game back. This is men getting at it. He's like he's looking for somebody to headbutt. And he has a woman on co-coms with him who just kind of looks at her like, we just won the Euros, you cunt.
Yep.
It was. I don't think he was intentionally misogynistic towards that. I think he was just yearning for, I miss this shit. Like, I want to be a part of fighting.
Somebody punch me as I name 5 fucking cereals. Now!
Yeah.
Punch me now as I name 5 cereals.
And it was absolutely brilliant. And he was just foaming at the mouth when the handshake happens.
Oh my God. The handshake heard round the world. Mr. Graham, please describe.
All right, so match is over. Antonio Conte walks quickly, kind of head down, like, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing anything. Going away. Puts his hand out. Thomas Tuchel goes to shake his hand. Antonio Conte just continues walking. And Tuchel's looking directly at him the whole time. And then he yanks him back.
Yanks his ass
and
back.
The ferocity with which he went from calm, small Italian man to, I'm going to rip your motherfucking head off rage was instantaneous.
I mean, the minute the pull happened, he went from, Hulk smash.
Yeah, and he looked down. I mean, he didn't even need to grow like Hulk did. He just was there, and he looks down at the hand. You could see like, just looking at the hands, and that's the meme that Taylor made of us, or of me, rather.
Of the meme with, oh fuck, yeah, right there.
Yeah, and the handshake was Big B bursting through the door, which is funny.
I have seen that situation memed like 7 times now everywhere.
Oh yeah, with various different things, and each one is hysterical.
What's funny is the ref immediately gave Conte a red, but nobody saw Tuchel get one.
Yeah, we've seen this a few times at the end of games, especially when something happens after the final whistle, because the television companies are doing their zoom out, play the music, shit to end the broadcast, and not everything gets seen right away. I think he just did one of these.
Yeah.
Like a little double tap. Fucking Zombieland double tap.
Off your pop. Off your pop.
Yeah. Oh, there's something on that too, by the way. It's from
Jesus.
last weekend, but I just found out about it. In League One in Accrington Stanley's game, actually, which is quite funny.
We'll save that for injury time then.
Well, no, it needs to be said on this show.
Okay.
It was a very arrogant refereeing situation. So anyway, so that happens. Yeah, the handshake. They're screaming at each other. The teams come over, separating their coaches. The staff comes over, separating their coaches. After everybody's separated, that some of the assistants are yelling at each manager. Some of the players are yelling at each manager, kind of defending their coach, doing that stuff. And Conte just gets the fuck out of there. Just walks off. Got to go. Bang. Right down the tunnel. Tuchel sticks around, goes around, claps the fans, does his thing, gets out of there. They go do their press conference. Antonio Conte, what do you think? There's nothing really to talk about. I have nothing to say.
Right.
Actually, just when it's when you're on the field, you want in the sporting way to kill your opponent.
Yeah,
that's it. I don't know why he keeps talking about murder, but he does frequently.
He's talked about murdering his players before.
I prefer to kill him.
Yes,
we all know that interview. And then Tuchel though comes in smiling.
Like, no,
it's like, hey. Yeah, it happens. That is when passion is, and you just, sometimes you do things you not very proud of.
You both got red cards. Oh, we did.
We
Okay,
did.
then I guess we did.
Didn't even have his focus. Conte, I don't think knew he got a red.
I know when I shake a man's hand, I look him in the eye, and I just expected him to look me in my eye.
Yeah, and so apparently that was the problem. When you shake hands, you're supposed to look each other in the eye. That was it. This isn't a warm embrace, Tommy.
Yeah.
All right. But I think Antonio Conte didn't notice he got a red because all he saw was red. So the card just blended in with the whole background.
The whole background.
Just all blood red. He's like a bull. This guy.
Kill Bill,
I just kind of expected Diego Simeone to come in from the top turnbuckle with a fucking elbow drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it was just get all of them in there. Can we do that? Let's get a Royal Rumble with all the fucking nutso managers. Ladder match. And then just Mick Foley comes as well, just to spark the flames. I'd love that.
And then have Ole, the gym teacher, referee.
Yeah, he easily could stop a count. You're still alive?
He'll
Fine.
inevitably get knocked out. He'll get knocked out, drug out of the ring, and then suddenly, like, guest referee will run in and hit the 1, 2, 3, winner.
Klopp will come in with a fire hose. It's too dry in here.
Okay, we got to move on from this, and we got to move. We're going to keep talking about this in Manchester United nonstop, and there's a lot more other shit to talk about. Hell, mostly your fucking club.
I know. So very quickly, continued as soon as Conte got home. So the interview, very professional. He took it to the gram. Okay, went right on Instagram, posted a video of
you
you
personally and said, "Hey, this is how I feel about it."
How should I have reacted? I said you did fucking great. It's exactly what I would have done. He posted the video of Tuchel running past him when Chelsea went 2-1 up,
right?
And his head very obviously down, arms folded because he was pissed off. And he said, I think the caption read verbatim, I believe verbatim, was, "Lucky I didn't see this. Tripping you would have been well deserved."
Oh, shit.
2 laugh emojis. I love it. I cannot wait for the return fixture.
Oh my God, it's going to be fabulous. Yeah. Absolutely fabulous. Your boy, the new signing, Gabriel Jesus, Jesus fucking saves with the brace, should have had 5. Like, legitimately, Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Man should have scored 5 goals.
Well, the first hat trick chance was an excellent tackle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
did get a touch on it right as he was swinging.
The other 2 he fucked off.
The other two he fucked up. The one left-footed one came to him kind of quick, it was a little off balance, but yeah, he should have put it in still.
Yeah.
And then the final chance,
that came to the weak post that he just put off the side netting. He just put off
the side netting. That was unfortunate. I think that was one of those cases where he was like, I can score a home hat trick on my debut.
Well, and he also still managed to get the assist to
got 2
Martinelli.
assists.
Yeah. So I think the man did okay. I think he has been already embraced by the
100%.
The Arsenal faithful.
Honestly, I think the whole team has been, and nothing shows that more than William Saliba's own goal.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Ramsdale was coming out. Saliba needed to deal with it. Vardy was coming in. He felt he needed to deal with it at least. Cushioned header, wrong-footed Ramsdale, and ball just sneaks into the corner.
You took away all my thunder. I was going to say
I'm sorry.
Saliba with the perfect header. Wrong net, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I mean, that was lower 90s. That was
excellent.
That
was brilliant.
The only way he could have done it better was to kiss it off the post, which he almost did brilliantly.
But what I loved about it, and the reason I brought it up, which was the energy surrounding the game and the atmosphere, that end clapped him as soon as it went in.
It's okay.
Don't worry about it. Keep your head up.
Rid of it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Ramsdale immediately tap on the back of the head. It don't even matter. Don't even matter.
Xhaka came back, clapping him. Come on, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll get it back.
Means fuck all.
They kick off, 2 passes. It ends up back at Saliba's feet. The entire stadium erupts in applause.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been there. I haven't felt this level of positivity in that stadium since I started going to Arsenal games.
Oh yeah.
And that was excellent to see. And that shows when you get somebody in, right? This is what Manchester United need. They need an Arteta that the board allows to do what he wants. They need a Conte. They need a Tuchel. Somebody to come in and just disrupt the culture at their club at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
and change it from within, literally, right? Grow a good cancer, you know what I mean? Be a spot of togetherness and positivity,
Right.
and growth and all that kind of stuff, and let that spread throughout the club from their epicenter.
Right.
And it took Arteta a while to do it. It took Tuchel a little bit less time to do it. After Lampard and things started to sour, it took Conte probably 4 months, I guess, at Tottenham to do that after their shit started the season. Not 4 months, maybe 2 months, because the final 3 months of the season were excellent for them.
Yeah.
But that's what Manchester United need, is something like that.
Right.
And just that's not really a dig. That's just analysis, I think. But the culmination of Arteta's work over the last season and a half, 2 seasons, was this game. And it was fucking excellent.
So I want to direct a little attention to Leicester real quick, and then I'll come back with my final question for you about this match, and then we'll move on. Leicester, you have to be concerned how many goals you're giving up right now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 6 already in 2. Something doesn't seem to be clicking. It feels like the complete game isn't there.
Losing your goalkeeper 2 days before the season starts doesn't help.
But you do have, it's the Welsh national keeper, so it's not like Ward's, a fucking ham sandwich.
No, I'm not saying he's bad. He made a couple of actually really good saves. He made
Right.
2 glaring mistakes in this game as well.
Oh,
but
of course.
the overall cohesiveness of the team is what I mean.
Right.
Wesley Fofana hasn't played in 8 months.
Yeah, he's been off.
He's back. May mess up the chemistry of the back line a little bit.
He was off last week. He's a little off this week. He's got to get himself bedded back in.
Ward is his name, right? Danny Ward is not comfortable with that back line. What has he played? 4 League Cup games?
Right. Yeah, that's about it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's not entirely comfortable with that back line, and it throws off their whole chemistry. They don't trust him. He doesn't trust them.
Fair enough.
And that was shown when he came out to clear a ball. Didn't look like they spoke at all. He cleared it off of the back of Fofana's leg for a corner
Yeah.
on the edge of the 18.
Right.
Fofana, look up.
Yeah.
Danny Ward, say something.
Right. Talk to
Like,
each
what
other.
are you guys doing? And that moment, I think, epitomized the problems with Leicester at the back.
Right.
Again, same as West Ham.
It's going to get fixed.
I think they will be fine if they don't finish in Europe, and I don't believe they're in any danger of going down.
Yeah,
or even getting
agreed.
sucked into it, to be honest.
Right.
Arsenal, speaking of chance today as well, Jamie Vardy, your wife's a grass, which is pretty good because of all the stuff with Colleen Rooney and their court case and everything, which was fantastic, and some lighthearted fun. It was just a lovely day out at the Emirates, and which I haven't been able to say for a long time, really.
So last season there was the really magnificent run where you were looking at the opportunity of being in Champions League, and it fell off at the end. It is what it is. Why does this feel different? Because for the outsider, me watching these first 2 games feel a lot different. Than it feels like it all has fucking clicked.
Well, that's it. So last season, during that fantastic run, there were still some very, very nervy moments. We had the stuff with Aubameyang in the middle of the season, just ripping up his contract. We had Lacazette not being able to score, but working really hard. Right? The season before, we had Aubameyang scoring, not necessarily working so hard. In Jesus, the signings have been quite astute and are making an immediate impact. Marquinhos hasn't played yet. I don't know much about him. Fabio Vieira, though, excellent Portuguese playmaker, came with a little bit of an injury. So we haven't seen him feature yet. I think he will get into the team. I think he'll be a person that will give Odegaard a game off here and there. But Martin Odegaard's been playing brilliantly. It looks like the entire system is clicking. We're on the front foot again. We're playing fun, exciting, attacking football, and we're winning games. We got somebody that'll finish off the chances. Not Aubameyang, who takes 16 touches a game, maybe scores 2, or Lacazette, who has 30 shots, doesn't score any,
Right.
but works his tail off. We now have a forward that does both.
Right.
He's also noticed a big change in Martinelli. Them being teammates on the Brazilian national team, they know each other. They're friends.
They're working well
They're
together.
working well together. Saka looks like he's fitting straight in. That's the difference. Is we look like we're dangerous every time we get the ball.
Yeah. Yeah,
and where those great results last season, and it was a good run, and we were all excited and kind of positive. Felt like we were an injury away from crashing. Mm-hmm. Well, now we've got the way Nketiah finished the season. I trust him to come on for 2 or 3 games, score a couple goals. I trust him to come on in 10 minutes if we need something different.
ESR would start for just about any other team in this league.
ESR will start, I think, at some point.
Yeah, but
when he goes through we now have depth.
Yep.
We now can make a change.
Legitimately, there's competition in every single spot on the field, which
And
is
it
good.
shows our level has increased. Kieran Tierney can't get in the team because Zinchenko's playing so well. Obviously, he's coming off that knee surgery and everything.
Right.
But Zinchenko, if Kieran Tierney's fully fit, I don't think he starts.
No, I don't think he starts either.
But when Zinchenko came off, they both shook hands, hugged. They're like, fucking go get him.
Yeah.
There's genuine appreciation, respect, and competition for places, and it's showing in the level that Arsenal is playing at.
Moving on to the last match of the week. Patrick Vieira set up a perfect game plan. Frustrate Liverpool, and it fucking worked.
Arsene Wenger did it again.
Worked to a T.
Yes, it did. They hurried and frustrated Liverpool. They soaked up pressure when necessary. They had Eze and Zaha counterattacking frequently. One of them obviously coming off to a plum. Mm-hmm. What a finish. He had so much to do when he got played through, but great skill from Eze originally to get past, I think it was Fabinho, and then play Zaha through. Van Dijk's just not fast enough to get there to cover.
Because, he had to cover for, a right wing and Trent Alexander-Arnold, not a
defender.
Defender.
Famously.
Yeah, famously not a defender.
It was brilliant. It was a brilliant performance. Darwin Nunez, you get the D-back award.
I'm watching it right now.
Just
yeah.
What I was waiting for, Klopp to kind of make all the excuses because let's face it, Tierney's reffing the match who he's never played the game, so he doesn't know how to do things. And, they weren't playing an attractive style. They did the Atletico Madrid thing and put 11 guys behind the ball. And he actually had no excuses. None. He didn't try to blame Joachim Andersen on the red. He was just like, he flat out went, yeah, that's a red. You can't do that. You can't do that. And I was like, holy shit, Klopp's actually taking accountability for all this shit.
Well, the hard man in me gets upset with Joachim Andersen for being soft and going down with that little bitty headbutt.
Mm-hmm.
The former basketball player in me wants to give him the Reggie Miller Award for taking a charge. The slightest bit of contact. Oh, fuck! Well, it was brilliant.
Before he pushed him.
He sold it perfectly.
Before he pushed him, the two of them were tied up, and Nunez did threw his head back at him already. So Anderson was ready for it to come.
Oh, yeah.
So Anderson walked right up behind him
Made
and pushed
himself
him.
big.
Knew it was coming, and then felt it.
As soon as he felt the contact.
I mean, he felt it, he went straight back.
Like he got shot.
Like a Reggie Miller charge. He went straight the fuck back.
Look,
I'm watching
Mel's
it
got
now.
up for
He's
us.
coming at him, and then it's like the guy turned around really hard. Here, you can press rewind if you want to see it again. Guy's coming around, turns around really hard, and then the tall white guy, the Spurs player, it was Palace.
Palace. Sorry,
Just
He
puts
played
his
for Fulham.
hand ooh, and then falls straight back. Ooh, I swear to God,
Fantastic.
if there's audio on him, he goes ooh, and then just goes straight back.
But
it was great.
I'm on Liverpool's side on this one.
Well, I mean, no, that's head-to-head contact is a red. It's not even debatable. And that's where, give it up to Klopp. He was just like, it's a red card.
Well, a forward motion with your head like that it's considered a headbutt.
It does not matter how soft or hard it is. It's a headbutt.
It's forehead to lower chin.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But it's also
it still is. That is not debatable. It's an automatic red.
100%. 100%.
Yeah,
and he deserves it. It was stupid. He lost his head for a minute.
And now he's not able to start in the Northwest Derby, which is huge. It's huge.
Is it?
And it's still huge.
I mean, I'd even argue it really isn't a headbutt because the tall guy grabs his shoulder and it's like he puts his chest out. But again, because his forehead is even with the dude's chin, it becomes a headbutt. That is just an issue of height. And I think it's very unfair how Is it shortest they're being?
I think you're mistaken. The headbutt is the actual action. Remember Zizou to Materazzi in his chest in 2006 to end his career
I
was
saw that
still
one
a
too.
was still a headbutt.
When I searched headbutt PL, that was the first
Even
one that
though it
came
hit
up.
him in the sternum.
Now, Zaha's goal was great. Diaz's goal was fucking amazing.
Dirty.
That was
dirty.
Just, that was one person that just went, "We're not losing. No, we're not losing. I'm scoring at least one."
He walked through 5 Palace defenders or
And
so.
the way he kept cutting it back on the foot and keeping
He
it to
beat
his outside.
2 Palace defenders at once, twice.
Yeah.
Faked a shot, took the 5th one out of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and then a bender to the far corner. Fantastic hit. Guaita at full stretch, had no chance of getting there. That goal was so dirty you should put it in the washing machine. It was fucking fantastic.
It was brilliant.
Missed opportunity for him. He ran away from the cop.
Got to run in
Go
front of him.
celebrate to the cop. That's the famous one. That's the end with the rabid foaming at the mouth fans.
That's where you want to
Go
jump
that
up
way.
in the air.
Yeah, where are you going? He ran to midfield, presumably to his family in a box, did a heart, and then just started doing a whirly-woo with his
He
hand.
assumed Klopp was going to run out there and hug him because that's allowed.
In the center circle. Problem is, he's not a goalkeeper.
There it is. That's what it was. That's definitely what it was. The bigger issue, though, this is another 2 points dropped.
Yes.
There's already a 4-point gap between them and City.
If Liverpool do not beat United, the title is done. It's a 2-horse race between City and Arsenal.
All right, we're almost already an hour, Sammy, so we got to get this done.
Easy.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. Villa 2, Everton 1, Brighton 0, Newcastle 0. It's not that easy because there's a lot of fucking funny shit to talk about here. Man City 4, Bournemouth 0, Wolverhampton 0, Fulham 0, Southampton 2, Leeds 2. Other than one side got 3 points, neither side should be particularly happy with that match at all.
I was gonna say at one point we acknowledged that the pattern of grass cut far more interesting than the game.
I was going to, so what I wrote here, my notes for this game, where I'm going to let you two go after it because I don't think it was the greatest showing from either side.
No, it wasn't
I said,
at all.
Villa probably had the better of the chances, but both teams look like they could get themselves into trouble this season unless they figure out how to organize themselves at the back properly and quickly.
It was the battle of the dads.
Discuss.
Battle of the dads.
Battle of the Dads. What were you calling Frank Lampard on the sideline?
Oh, he's sideline dad.
Sideline Dad, because he was wearing the T-shirt and
With the track
warm-
bottoms?
Yeah.
But then when I look at the picture of Gerard and him like next to each other and all the Villa people like, oh, look at Gerard dressed so much better. I'm like, no, you got banker dad and then you have divorcee dad.
Yeah. The other thing, actually, I forgot this point and I should have put it in the notes, is maybe they just can't manage in the same league. You remember the old midfield? They can't play in the same midfield
They can't play
for
in the
England.
same midfield.
Yeah, no, it was that's it. You have to do a shot. That's all we have to say.
Fortunately, Everton legend Luca Digne went ahead and scored our goal for us.
Yes,
which
he
was
did.
great
Another own goal this weekend.
great,
Yes.
great to happen. So here we go, kids. Definitely an unenthusiastic hand job. There was no fucking going on at 7:30 in the morning for that match.
Yeah. While he's taking that shot, Mel, I do want to ask you a question. How do you think it disrupts the team with Tyrone Mings being stripped of the captaincy and it being given to John McGinn? Or do you think it affects the team at all?
I think it was unfortunately necessary. Clearly, Gerard really likes himself some Guinea, and he doesn't fancy Mings very much. And Mings had a lousy season last year, and perhaps Mings just needs to focus on himself. And Guinea, while not the best player, although he did knock some guy the fuck out, what that guy was
Very
thinking.
Scottish of him.
What that guy was thinking, trying to stop a Guinea pounder with his forehead.
Yeah.
Not smart.
Yeah. Not smart at all, especially with those glutes behind it.
In 2 plays, I'm already excited about Uwana, the Belgian signing.
The tall black dude with the dreads or twists.
Yeah, he
he's awesome.
unfortunately lost the ball that gave up the goal. But then I would also say defense, both goals were scored because we lost the ball on our offensive half of the field. you need to be
You
fucking
need to look
better
at
together.
yourselves. Yeah.
You need to be together.
Tarkovsky especially.
On that one.
I think his experience, I think this back line is going to come together at some point.
He just needs
and be
a
a
little
bit
time.
more solid. It's just going to need some time.
And
that's not saying that y'all still aren't in trouble, because I have no idea who the fuck's going to score your goals
that's
until
my thought as
Calvert-Lewin
well.
comes back.
Yeah, that's my thought as well.
But
And-
a great finish from him, late run from midfield.
Oh yeah, that created the own goal. That was one guy that just went, okay, well, fuck this.
I'm
now
taking
gonna do,
over, yeah.
I'm going to do what I do, which is just go through everybody.
He gave you what JPEG was supposed to give you.
Yeah,
in that 15 seconds.
Yeah, I'm already. I know he's very young. I know he's going to make a lot of mistakes. He's only 20 years old, and this is the biggest stage he's played on. He played for Lille, but let's face it, like even in Champions League, playing for Lille, it's not that big of a stage. It just isn't.
Right.
You know, so he's got a lot of eyes on him, and I'm already very excited about what I see. Now let's move on. Brighton had all the better chances. And they probably should have won that game, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all because Nick Pope won the internet the day before.
Yeah, and that was actually the most interesting thing happened surrounding this fixture at all this weekend, including the 90 minutes where they were on the field.
So Burger King in England on Twitter put out a poll. What do you like better, gherkins, so pickles as a topping, or tomato? Newcastle United supporters
Hijacked the poll.
and said Nick Pope. And Nick Pope won. So next time I go to Burger King, I'm going to order a Whopper with Pope, please. And then Pope
lent into it, didn't he?
Photoshopped a photo of him in the Newcastle kit when he got signed with the Burger King crown on his head, prompting Burger King to then say, well, pitch a shutout tomorrow, and I think everybody in Newcastle that's a supporter deserves a free breakfast.
Yeah.
My question to you, Mr. Graham, did our boy go ahead, break out his old kit, Dort Spirek kit, stand at the front of the line to get a sausage sandwich because it's very close to a sausage log? You know, I mean, that might be right up Ashley's, fucking realm. Do you think Mike Ashley was at Burger King today getting a sausage sandwich?
No, I think it went to bled into lunchtime because he had to pick Steve Bruce up on the way. That's what I think. This is also a perfect segue for me to go back to the Arsenal for a second. And I know Keith and Alan are going to appreciate that. Now, our game was actually decent and a fun watch. So our online thing didn't get mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Adams was announced as one of the Strictly Come Dancing contestants, which is the British version of Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
Tony Adams, the former alcoholic, had a terrible time in Spain managing Arsenal, kind of hapless person since retirement,
but an invincible.
But in he's on the Dancing with the Stars. I can't wait to figure out that. I got to ask Lindsay how to illegally watch this.
Need a
It's gonna be
VPN.
brilliant.
That's what you need, my friend.
The old surf shark. Get in touch if you'd like to sponsor the show.
Very good. But
not brilliant. I want a Pope.
I want to Whopper with Pope.
I want a Poper. Just rename the whole fucking thing.
Man City, it took them 20 minutes to score, but within the first 5 minutes, after 3 corner kicks that just barely went past, I think we understand that Walking Burberry ad, Scott Parker had decided we're just surviving.
What was
the 3 stripes? What's that deal?
4 stripes?
Yeah.
It's 4 stripes. I also heard this. This is a very expensive designer thing. It has to be some sort of sponsorship deal he's got, because it was like 38 degrees Celsius at time of kickoff, and he's got a very thick sweatshirt on.
And he wore it last week too.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah. If Burberry made a new scent, it would be called Scott Parker.
Now I think,
or it would be called Jawline, and it would smell like Scott Parker.
I think the brand is called Thomas Brown, and I heard someone say online that the jumper he was wearing with the 4 stripes, $2,000.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah. Now, what I want to get scientists on, you know, Mel, you know how they say that the Earth is heating up or whatever. I want to get scientists. I want they to check out why he wasn't sweating. That's fucking weird.
Who's Scotty Parker?
Yeah.
Because he's perfect. He was created in a lab.
Yeah. You can't. I mean,
They didn't give him sweat glands. They gave him glisten glands.
Sam, why ask if the sun shines? Why? Just to know that it does.
Just
It
be okay
does.
with it. It's fucking weird. Kevin De Bruyne, potential goal of the season.
Oh, that in the wrong side of the
Outside
wrong
of the foot,
swingy.
from the- yeah.
Oh, that was
Fucking brilliant.
Nasty.
Neither team got out of second gear. Kevin De Bruyne was driving a fucking McLaren. That was excellent.
Just
It was fucking
insanity.
The pass to Phil Foden. Fucking excellent.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, the dude's on a different level.
Hold on, everybody. Allow me to show you what the best player in the world looks like.
Yeah.
Allow me to do this now.
Very simply.
Here's him playing back in the day. No
I know.
sweat.
It was like a mix of me.
Yeah.
And more me.
No.
No.
No. No.
Come on, man.
You got to hide that jaw behind a beard. He doesn't. He just puts that
I
shit
didn't
right
back
out
in the
there.
day. Now I do because I'm fat. But back in the day, I didn't.
You know what? He's not.
Yeah. Never has been.
Hence, you are not him.
What'd you say about Tim Howard? He's chiseled out of stone.
Yeah, out of stone.
So is he.
Yeah. Now, the one thing worth mentioning for Bournemouth, one Mr. Adam Smith. Skirt's getting a yellow card early on where he just literally just takes a guy and throws him to the ground.
Oh, is this the right back?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And then later on does get a yellow card. And then at the end of the game just decides because Pep gonna Pep, right? Because you know Pep's gonna be like, why you do that? Let me explain to you how you should play the game and why you shouldn't, because you know that's what Pep wants to do, right? Adam Smith was having no part of that. He was like, you could just fuck entirely off Pep and go away.
So he didn't do the Nathan Redmond take it all in?
No, just
He was just like, piss off.
piss off, fucking crazy man.
Guest referee for the Thomas Tuchel Smith. And he gets involved in the match. You know, sometimes the referees will come in and like trip somebody or throw a... That's Adam Smith.
Adam Smith pulls out the brass knuckles from his pants, hands it to Conte. Conte hits him. Sweet chin music, knocks him out. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Match over.
Yeah.
We're right in the next WrestleMania,
And then,
baby.
and then
We're right in the
Diego
next
Simeone
WrestleMania.
hits Adam Smith in the back with a chair. Yes.
So this is very simple. Tale of two halves. The entire first half was nothing but Wolves. The entire second half was nothing but Fulham. I would like to say the following. Last week, good Mitro. This week, bad Mitro.
we got a little bust up with Mitro again in this one, and then he also missed a pen.
Yellow card and a pen. Last week, 2 goals. He's the darling. Ties against Liverpool. This week, fucks it right off.
Yeah.
Can easily get away with a 1-0 win that you don't deserve. Fucks it right off.
Yep. Of course he did, because why not? It's Mitrovic.
Now,
After the first weekend, I thought we were going to have a race of the battering rams in Holland and Mitro with their 2 goals each.
right.
And then Holland gets an assist, is pissed off. He's angry when I think it was Cancelo or Silva, somebody overlapped and didn't give him the ball for a tap in.
Right.
Angry. And at this point, it was like 2-0. Mitro, game's in the balance, going to win it on my shoulders. Jose saw a simple save. Well, I guess that battering ram racing going to be so hard, is it?
No, not at all. And funny, the last one we're going to talk about was actually a rather entertaining match.
Yeah, it was end-to-end stuff.
Really entertaining match.
I mean, it was like Bowie High School versus Eleanor Roosevelt all over again. End-to-end stuff, but the football was shit.
You know, it's funny. It was, you're looking at the scoreline, and it's 2-0 for Leeds.
For Leeds.
And you're like, if you're not watching the game, you're like, oh, okay, well, Leeds has got this in the bag. No, Southampton should have been up early. They had opportunities.
Yeah, they did. In the first 5-6 minutes, they were,
Meslier made a couple of brilliant saves. Ben Sunu, the new keeper for made a couple of great fucking saves as well.
He looks like he's about 12.
The one really positive for Southampton that you take out of this is that all the kids produced.
Yes.
The younger kids that you brought in, specifically what you're trying to do with your program, all produced. Now the problem is then you're relying on the kids.
Yeah, which can be inconsistent.
And while he's not giving you a lot, he's still one of your only 2 strikers. Leeds, because, hold on, newsflash, Sam. You're sitting. Good. Patrick Bamford got hurt again.
Whatever could you mean?
And apparently Leeds were in on Che Adams when they first came up and are very keen for him now.
Right.
And I could see Southampton being dumb enough to fucking sell him to Leeds.
Yeah, I do too. I would
In
worry
a very Ashley Barnes to fucking Newcastle move.
in the same way, but worse, that I worry about Villa and Everton and their defensive frailty. I would worry about Southampton and theirs.
Yeah.
Because much like Villa to a lesser extent, Everton more specifically, where are the goals coming from? There's no proven goal scorer in that side. So you have to be defensively sound. You have to escape with 1-0s. You have to escape with 1-1s to be able to survive in this league in that position.
Yeah.
And I would worry that they aren't capable of doing that. Leeds, everyone looks like they can score all the time. Defensively, no one looks like they can defend for real.
Right.
However, they're less helter-skelter than they were under Bielsa, and I think with some more time, Jesse Marsh will be able to calm them down a bit and be a bit more organized.
Yeah.
Especially when he gets Luke Ayling back after his 2-footed challenge against, I think he's due back next week.
Yeah.
After he hit, I think it was Nketiah.
Yeah, it was
last game, next to last game of the season.
Yeah, that's Leeds to a lesser extent, Everton, Southampton, these Wolves, and we're gonna have to watch out.
Yeah,
gonna have to watch out.
It's gonna be the most unenthusiastic battle for 12th through 14th ever. You know, or 12th through 15th.
Well, 12th through 12th through 17th.
I think they'll be fine because I think there's 3 worse teams than them.
Right,
but they don't look good.
No, not
and
at
the
all.
one that finishes in 12th will have like 9 draws.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's not going to be pretty.
Nah, it's gonna that bottom half is gonna be ugly.
Sure money.
This is the segment where we tell you what we know and what we're betting on to better inform you for your bets, and it's always responsible and on point.
And wrong.
Yep, and that's what I get for picking Newcastle to do something for me because they took a Twitter poll more fucking seriously than their game. So I'm down 100 now.
Write something. I will write something as well. Hey, Mel, would you mind handing me your pen there real quick? Because I did the thing of assuming that Everton would beat Aston Villa at Villa, which they have only done 4 times since the Premier League has existed.
Yeah, if I had control of the board, I would hit the button that says "Not good betting."
Not good gambling.
There you go. It's
Thank you.
gambling.
Keith says,
Terrible with money.
"Yeah, you are." Keith says he lost on Newcastle.
Sorry, I'm almost done writing it.
I will just.
I'm
watching 2 gentlemen
Villa
write
fucks
losing
because we
bets.
weren't prepared.
You ready?
Villa fucks. Go ahead.
Here you go. I'll have a medium Whopper Jr., add bacon, medium fry, medium Dr. Pepper, and some fucking finishing.
Very good. Put that into the Dort Spirect Cup of Losers.
Right in there. If you don't know where that comes from,
Keith, I'm sorry to give you flashbacks, but there you go. All the flashbacks.
For those that are new to the show, we don't want to give that company owned by that man anything, so we dyslexia it on
Dort
purpose.
Spirect.
Also, a old horse racing tradition of ours to have a Cup of Losers. You feed the god of losers to then inspire a win, manifest a win, if you will.
You need to have the Cup of Losers.
It is
Feed
the
Cup
sacrifice
so I
of
can
money.
win.
Yeah, it is the sacrifice of money so that other bets may rise.
Good appropriate bets rise and make money.
Yeah.
Villa fucks only because Everton can't score.
Yeah, and which is weird because didn't you doggy style somebody the first game of the season?
Oh, yes, we did.
Then you got fucked.
Yeah. Well,
What kind of weird orgy is this?
Yuri Mina on the Yuri Mina plan. In 1, out 4. That is kind of how it works.
It sounds like he's on the Bamford plan.
I think it's Jane, but there's a question. Little Sam, what were you thinking?
Yeah, tell me about it. I don't fucking know.
Well, he was thinking odds.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick my team to win because I know they will, but there's no odds in that. So I need to find something
Exactly.
that'll get me
Yeah.
odds.
What I figured was Brighton blew their load the first game of the season, and they were going to fuck this one off.
And they'd fuck it right off.
And they didn't. So that was that.
All right. So I missed with Everton at Villa, so I'm already down $100, but that's okay.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
It's a very rare situation, Sam, but I want to let you know 0% of the time, it works 100% of the time. That's why I am taking a 3-game parlay.
I was going to say, if you bet City to win, I'm going to kill you.
Hell yeah, 9-way parlay. I am going to go with a trio of Saturday matches. I'm taking Spurs to beat Wolves, Leicester to beat Southampton. Got to say 9-0 on the table there because it's at Leicester. And Fulham to beat Brentford in the West London Derby. That's what gave me the odds. That would net me $498. Good man.
There you go. You could have found something a little bit more sensible like I had.
Well, and who are we missing? She needs a pen. I kept it from her. By the way, no Pat this week. Pat is also on vacation, and
Yes.
we want to make sure we have Pat's full attention and full gambling prowess, aka lose all my child's, both of my children's college fund kind of thing. So,
well, his problem last season is he started well, middle was mediocre, ended horribly.
oh yeah, he just
So we wanted to give him a little bit of a head start of a couple of weeks. Dig ourselves a hole to give him a shot.
there we go.
at
Very
it.
very well
Okay.
done.
Anyway, for me, a little bit more sensible, Sam. Brentford over Fulham. Okay. They're on a roll, on a high after killing United. Arsenal over Bournemouth. Okay.
Yep,
I think the other thing with Brentford, I think they'll match Fulham's physicality,
got it.
especially that of Mitro. Arsenal over Bournemouth, as I said, and Liverpool over United with over 2.5 goals in that game.
All right.
Okay. All very feasible. I may go bet this in person, actually, as well. 693 on the old FanDuel.
Very good.
Yeah. So
Very
$100
good.
will net me $693.
Well, you're already down 100, so you might as well go ahead and get yourself out of that hole.
Why
right?
not?
Hey guys,
Yeah.
so much better segment than last week.
Hey, thanks.
It's much better. I remember to hit the Q and all that fun
It's
stuff.
nice to have internet.
Good job. Good job.
Back in civilization.
It's also really good to be able to see my co-host's face, which also helps quite a bit too. Yeah. Internet in dark patio mode when he's drunk drinking spicy margaritas and hard to see what he says.
After I drank all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little tough. But you know what? You know what makes this segment even better? The fact that we have a fucking chicken.
Wings.
Well, Kitty hit with her opening bet as Man City beat Scotty Burberry Parker's Cherries and sits at 1-0. So this week, I gave Kitty Chelsea traveling to Leeds. Kitty was very quick to defend Thomas Tuchel and said he is
You got it wrong.
Tuchel.
Tuchel.
Remember, you're going to play with your
Take
Tuchels.
notes.
Oh, that's right. We're playing with Tuchels. Oh, can I go? Let's rewind. Kitty was very quick to defend Thomas Tuchel and said he is a firm handshaker. And then ran into the coop, pulled out her phone, showed me a selfie of her tableside at the infamous Tuchel and Pep dinner tactical season.
Ooh.
Session.
Yeah. Reading,
I really
reading is
am.
fundamental.
Best cold reader in the
I
business.
really am the best cold reader of the business. That's
best.
the worst part about this.
I'll do it live. Bill O'Reilly over here getting it fucking done.
I am amazing. So she showed me a selfie of her table
A
side.
shelfie.
Jesus Christ.
Just falling down that ditch.
Wow.
So clearly, Kitty has ties to Tuchel. Tuchel,
TikTok ties?
fucking, she's picking Chelsea. Gamble legally and responsibly, everybody. I'm done.
Champion.
Fuck it.
Championship corner.
I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh no!
Mel has single-handedly made last week's show better in one fucking segment.
I was saying, could you go back and write down that fucking timestamp, please? Jesus Christ. That's brilliant.
Although I think what was it? A pair of tukles is, I think, what she said in that. That might be the show title.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
That's brilliant. All right, on Friday, Watford beat Burnley 1-0, and I'm sure a very enthusiastic match again.
Oh, very enthusiastic.
Right. On Saturday, though, we had Fulham. Oh, wait, hold on. It's Norwich City's turn down. Hull beat Norwich 2-1. Cardiff over Birmingham, two kind of in and abouts towards the end of the season playoff sides, but that kind of fell off a bit. Cardiff beat them 1-0, actually, so set them back. Swansea 1-0 over Blackpool. Huddersfield 3-1 over Stoke. Preston 1-0 over Luton. Ooh. Luton not off to a great start this championship season. Millwall beat Coventry 3-2, something they don't normally do, is score a ton of goals. So that's all I could hope for is an East London derby next season.
Oh,
I actually want Millwall to go up. I
hate Millwall with all of my
So
being.
do I.
I so want them up for one season.
Just one season.
Because one season we get the East London derby, which is what we're all waiting for. We also need to watch that at the house the night before. We drink a 30-pack of beer, a bottle of Buckfast, and watch Green Street Hooligans and get into a fight in the backyard. And then wake up hungover and watch the game.
The game probably won't be very good. Mm-hmm. Them against each other. The headlines the day after will be amazing.
And what will be brilliant is
not about the football.
If Millwall comes up, I think Millwall could actually compete with Derby County for the worst record ever.
Yeah,
in the Premier League season.
For sure.
I think they don't win any. Not even one. Not even one.
4 draws, 34
they
losses.
Win one. They beat Everton because Everton always loses to teams that get promoted.
Rotherham beat Reading 4-0, actually, which is Reading not off to a great start either.
Rotherham just came up.
Correct. Sunderland 2-2 with QPR. Wigan and Bristol City 1-1 on that. Sunday, you had Sheffield United and Borough 2-2, Middlesbrough that is. And Blackburn beating the Sausage Rolls Steve Bruce side 2-1 over West Brom. That leaves your table looking like so. Blackburn on top, 3 from 3 from them, 9 points, perfect start. 6-4, 1 against. They look like they may be the cream of the crop this season. Hull in second place on 7, Watford in third on 7. Millwall again with their good start to the season, 6 points from the opening 3 games. Cardiff as well, 6 points. Sunderland, Preston North End, both on 5, and Rotherham is up there in 8th place with 4 points.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Very good. Norwich, bottom of the table.
Ooh, not good.
Yep, they are digging themselves a hole. They have 1 point from their opening 3 games. Kind of worried for them, to be honest. Kind of very worried for them.
Yeah, you do see this where you'll have a team that comes down from the Prem and completely falls apart. That was Sunderland.
Normally not them.
Yeah, normally they're the ones
They're
who
the
turn
yo-yo
right
ones.
win again and come right back up. Yeah.
So it's not great to see. Not a great start. The championship's obviously a long old slog. So we'll see what happens. They have a ton of time to turn it around. But that is not a very good start from a side that wants to get straight back to the Premier League.
Good on Blackburn being top of the table. They only have 3,847 more games to play.
Right, yeah.
To hold on to that
Pretty
lead.
much.
So
Correct.
that's how it's going to go.
And West Brom only have 652 more sausage rolls to go after their start of 2 draws, 1 loss, 3 goals for, 4 against, -1 goal differential, 2 points, sitting 20th place.
How very Brucey of you. All right, that's going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Sammy, any parting words?
The referee in Accrington Stanley's match this weekend was a man cut from the spitting image of Mike Dean.
Okay.
2 yellow cards in quick succession, very quick succession, against one of the players in that game. I can't remember the absolute specifics. Doesn't matter. He said, that one's for the shove. That one's for dissent. 2 yellows is a red. Off you go. Only 4. This makes it. That's good.
Right.
This sets it over the top. The first yellow card for the shove gets rescinded for mistaken identity because it was the goalkeeper that did it. He's wearing a different kit. He's got fucking gloves on.
And you couldn't figure out
who the fuck it was. and you were that confident in yourself. When I heard about it, I almost pulled my car over and DM Ben. What the fuck happened with the ref? He said, this one's for the shove. This one's for descent. That's a red. Off you go.
Next time we have Ben on the show, that is definitely a question we are asking about that one.
Fucking brilliant.
Good. And hey, Sam, great broadcasting out of you to not leak what the score is.
Thank you.
Because we're going to talk about the score next up on Injury Time.
Yep.
Where we talk about our adopted clubs, Aki Stanley being one of them.
One of them, the Ibs from Scotland.
Well, and the key thing to know about who are Accrington Stanley. Exactly.
Very fair.
And we're going to talk about the beers we're drinking and all that other fun stuff as well. And we're going to preview all the matches. And if somebody wanted to find Injury Time, Sam, how do they go about doing that?
That is patreon.com/DU Football Show. It's just one simple $5 tier, and you get both of our extra shows, Injury Time, which Sam's already talked about, and Sound Check, which is our actual sound check, as well as just catching up over the weekend, how we all fared in our various lives, which usually turns back some pretty funny fucking stories.
And, of course, please go to our link tree to see all of our really kick-ass fucking fun things that we're doing, including the brand new, improved Drip Shack, which, again, a big...
You're welcome. You're welcome. Guess what?
Big props to you. Yes.
Guess what? You can shop on our merch store from Linktree.
Very good. I love it.
And if you don't know what a link tree is, it's dudripshack.com. We motherfucking own that bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, we do.
Bought him a Drip Shack.
Bought us a Drip Shack because, our drip, it's so fly.
Also, tell a friend about the Patreon. That domain was not cheap.
Please don't hate my dripping because dripping's what I do. And even better, we have all kinds of pint glasses and stuff. So what I challenge all of our listeners, I want Instagram posts.
Yes.
Tagging the DU Football Show with your fucking pint glass, drinking something fun. It could be full of liquor. It could be full of beer. It could be full of wine. I don't fucking care, but I want you day drinking, #day drinking, and I want to fucking see photos of you guys enjoying yourselves with our really kick-ass pint glasses.
Yeah, and share it all in one spot. Let's get a #DU Football Show and a #DU Drip Shack.
Excellent.
So we can find all of those pictures in one collection. I'd like that.
Love it. Till next week, everybody.
That's a yellow. That's a yellow. Off we go.